Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 7 here in Monaco. Now it's time for Tier 2, Round 3 at the Monaco Grand Prix, the 19 corner 3.3 kilometre 2.07 mile circuit with 12 corners to the right and 7 to the left, famous to many famous corners, some such as the Novel chicane, down at turn 10-11 to back at 12 after that, the swimming pool chicane where we've famously seen Max Verstappen crashing, some of our very own famous AFR drivers crash in our Tier 1 and Tier 3 race. Throw back to a little battle here between, I believe that's Bandcamp and Mercedes. Through Tier 1 up to turn 1 up to turn 2, Massenet, Beau Rivage, famous corners there in Monaco, a lot of battling happening, a lot of overtakes as well. As you ran through the outside into Casino, good chance for some battles and some overtaking, especially into turn 5 as well. Mirabeau, you see a dive bomb right there, and back, which led to a bit of an incident with the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes by the looks of it. Here we go now, Season 5, Stars, Simdogger and Trin in Tier 2. Once again, another great battle into Mirabeau, heading into the Grand Hotel hairpin. Simdogger, Stars, and Trin once again, fighting their way through this very difficult section. There we see a Renault, Skins, diving into the wall, and now we have the tunnel on the run down to the Novel chicane. This is a very good overtaking opportunity, as we see Keeper and Psycho going side by side, and a bit of contact as well. A lot of drama can happen here. We've seen that with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in 2019. Now Stars and Trin, another example. This time Trin down the inside of Stars, and it led to a bit of a bumpy. Stars had to cut the chicane to stay ahead. Once again, Stars a bit of a highlighted here. A mistake through the Novel chicane into the back, turn 12. See that fair bit. Now we have good old Larascas, and we're home to what was a massive cluster of cars just trying to fight their way through. And tonight I will be joined by Season 2 runner-up from, Tier 2 runner-up from Season 6. And current Haas Tier 1 driver, Batemate. How are you, Batemate, after that rather interesting race?
Oh, incredibly sweaty, Seb. That was a sweat fest, as I'm sure you guys saw. Lots of chaos. I only saw about 10% of it, I'm sure. As you can see here, though, Seb, we've got a few drivers already out on their laps. We got Mr. Spicer, by the looks of it, in the Alpine. Probably looking for to get a nice banker lap in there.
Yeah, looking to get a nice banker lap indeed. If I just run you through the constructors and drivers standings really quickly. And our grid mainly. In the Ferraris, we have the Apollo Pepsi led team, who's racked out the most points possible from the first 2 rounds with fastest laps and wins from Bahrain and Spain. And we have Nut trailing with Keeper also in P2. They're tied with 2 very solid results for each other. Keeper podium in Spain, to remind you. Skins in 4th on 18 points with Quantum Effect and Combat Rat tied once again on 15 for P5. Maker in P7, 14 points. He trails Combat Rat and Quantum Effect by 1 point. He's had 2 very solid outings, with Bandcamp a solid outing at Bahrain, sitting him in P8. Decelerate and Wingman rounding out P9 and 10 with Psycho in P11 in the championship. Mr. Spicer in that Alpine car with 4 points, with Endocat 2 points to his name. He'll be looking to improve on that. He knows he's got a lot more pace than what is being shown on that driver standing. Vasa in P14 with the last point scoring driver with 2 P10s to his name, with Bully, Kalios, Nemo, King J, Anarchy and Saxa yet to score points in this Season 7 of Tier 2.
Wow. Well, thanks for that, Seb. I'm getting some messages in the chat that the stream is lagging. Is it still happening there, guys? I'm not really sure. It looks all smooth on my end.
You could probably end that stream in Discord if you want.
Yep, no worries. Let's do that. Sorry, guys. Just bear with us 2 secs. Apologies. And there we go. That's all ended now. Hopefully it gets a bit better now. It could have just been multiple streams running. If it still ends up being an issue, I might have to turn off my preview. Okay, it's all good now. All right, no worries. So we got Mr. Spicer setting a 109.477. That is a very competitive banker lap there, and a Apollo on the mediums there.
Yeah, Apollo on the mediums. Might see that a bit from him. He knows he just wants banker laps in though. Talking earlier with him, we had a little bit of a discussion about it, and we saw what happened to Big Al earlier on. Didn't really get that lap in, and had that altercation at the swimming pool chicane after virage, and yeah, that sent him down the order and for the start of the race, and that's not what you want. You just want to get a banker lap out now so that you can start doing those push laps at the end.
So it looks like Andocat's got a decent banker in as well. I think he'll probably be looking to come back into the pits, as the game doesn't like the low revs by the looks of it. Sorry, we'll swap off that guy. Bully's invalidated, unfortunately. Let's
Intend to see that.
Let's take a look and see how the Dragon's doing himself. I believe he's just starting a second lap, or potentially coming back in for an in-lap. It's a bit hard to say. Looks like he's coming in for an in-lap. Looked a bit held back.
Yeah, it looks like he will be. Judging from the ERS deployment, that's what you'd think. And the cat might be going out for another run now. He's charged up the ERS and looks like he is charging through Massenet into Casino. Avoid that bump on the left-hand side into Mirabeau. I'm just hooking the car up. I get it through into the Grand Hotel. Now the point, you get a little bit of that curb which he misses. That's a bit of time on the board, second gear. Might flirt with that throttle through this tricky section. 48, touch that inside curb, maybe touch that outside curb depending on if you're feeling lucky. Now, pedal to the metal, get as tight to the right-hand side wall as possible through the tunnel, braking just after the 100 ward. And it's quantum effect.
I guess a 5-place grip penalty.
And that would be at turn 1, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's just coming through. He's got, I think, is that a Williams behind him? I can't tell. These blue dots are
it looks like it's Mr. Spicer. Obviously, Nemo is not here with us. Yeah, it is hard to tell. I don't blame you. I've had trouble with it myself, so not pleasant on the eyes. Not pleasant on the eyes at all. And OK just called it into the pits. So his lap wasn't deemed good enough by his standards.
So,
speaking of standards,
we've got Mr. Spicer coming ready to start a new lap after setting a very competitive banker. A bit weird that Quantum got that 5th place with Mr. Spicer coming out of the pit for an out lap.
yeah.
I'll definitely be taking a look at that one afterwards.
Well, unfortunately for... Yeah, Wingman, good lap. Fortunately for, I believe it was Quantum, he's not going to be able to get that overturned in time for the race. That's, he's just going to have to live with that as unfortunate. But Mr. Spicer, starting his lap through turn 1, good enough. Not using all the curb, but not trying to invalidate either. Good run up through by Rivage into Massenet, keeping it high.
Smooth.
Yeah, it keeps it pretty smooth, as you're saying. Goes over the bump, which you can do. Yeah, you can do that. It's not entirely realistic, as we know Codemasters to be. Not entirely realistic this game, but you can do it. Gets that curve, rather nice. Clip that inside curve as well. He's a bit out of shape. In the run to the Portier, that would hurt his run through the tunnel now. Throttle down, up to the gears. You won't hit 8th gear unless you're feeling a bit lucky. There's yellow flags up ahead. You hope that doesn't deter him. It won't. It just looks like a Red Bull going off to the side. Just getting out of his way, as you do, respectfully. Turn in the 50-meter board.
Ooh, misses that apex a bit. He's gonna. That's gonna cost him tons of time here into the last second.
Oh!
Clap the wing twice.
Flipping. Yeah, clipping that wall. He's into the wall again.
No.
Slight wing damage. Car's not hooking up in that final section. That's not going to cost him too much, but what it will do is damage his ego. Quantum effect now in the Red Bull. He makes it a provisional pole with a 108.9.
Wow.
That's a good lap right there for this Tier 2 grid. We'll see what his other competitors can do. But right now, Apollo eyes on Apollo Pepsi. He's 3/10 up on his time through Sector 1, and he's going through the tunnel right now.
Just on board with Pepsi now. Oh, he takes a pretty decent line over that, but first gear, I don't know if that was the right choice, Seb.
Oh, it may not be the right choice, but Tabak has got it in his head. He's going to have to keep this car well and truly on the line. He's invalidated as well. So that might have caused him wing damage, Bait. I'm not sure if you would be able to tell me if that would have, but it certainly looked like it from his run through swimming pool.
Yes, we did have the issue earlier where damage wasn't really visually showing to us, so it was very hard to tell exactly what was going on. We got Kalios on outlap here, moving out of the way for... Who's that?
Vasa by the looks of it.
Quantum Effect come back into the pits. Then we've got a Mercedes of... I don't even know. It's a...
Keeper.
Yeah, jeez.
Yep. Well, we've been requested by the great Ali, who's brother of Big Al apparently, for onboards of keeper. So that's what we'll do for you, Ali. Right now, up Beau Rivage into Massenet as I repeated for the third time tonight. But it won't be the last time for sure.
Oh, getting
Um,
Matrix moments happening there as Keeper goes really deep, but he still made it work.
Still made it work. He's deep into the Grand Hotel again. That might cost him a bit of time. He's tense on the board here, but he is sitting last, so I don't think he'll worry too much. Oh, a bit out of shape as well. Into Portier's. That's going to kill his run through the tunnel. He might have to abort this lap, but we'll see. That 111.2 is very easy to improve on, so he might stick with it. The Novel chicane, avoiding that inside wall, which you can see many people clip. Keeps it relatively tidy. Not entirely fast, though. Getting up to the wall, he's just about nailed to back. Into Virage, not Beau Rivage, Virage, that's correct. Swing, pull, chicane, not utilising all of the track available to him, but nevertheless keeping it relatively clean. Larascas and Anthony Nogues to finish off the lap. DRS open, pedal to the metal, bit out of shape. That's going to cost him time once again, Bate. And he crosses the line. He does improve, but only P14.
That's very unfortunate for Keeper there. He definitely had a purple sector 1, but just the lap just went away from him as the time went on. I did see a message there. My mic's quite quiet. I do see the problem. If you just give me 2 seconds, guys, I'll quickly fix that.
Good time to do it now, as most drivers are just in the pits.
Oh, skin!
Skins, lightning fast time. Jumps to 10th ahead of Quantum Effect in that Red Bull, and his brother, Combat Rat, in the other Williams. They make a nice little sandwich of the Red Bulls.
Let me know how that sounds, guys. Turn it back up. Yeah, Blue Gang indeed, 1 to 5. Wow.
Blue Gang indeed. And we saw that in Spain Tier 1, didn't we? That's a little
I'm pretty sure,
train of from 1st to 7th until that was eventually broken up as the race progressed with some mistakes in there and some pit stop phases, but that tends to happen.
Some of the drivers just not wanting to use force to grab the apex on that corner. I can understand why, it's very dangerous, but at the same time, you lose, what, 2-3 tenths, maybe? It's hard to say. He doesn't have a very tidy last sector, Mr. Spice. I'm not sure how this lap's going to go for him.
Well, he's stuck close to the wall and he's stuck it into P4, so it's a decent lap, but obviously you said there's mistakes in there, so...
I'm sure he'll be able to pull a better lap out by the end of this. I think he's even going for another lap straight after. You probably hope not, because the ERS might not be fully charged. But he's definitely going for it.
Well, nonetheless, he is sticking to it. As you said, 10th up in that first sector. Hotel wasn't entirely perfect, but I feel like he can improve. He does have time to do it, but he's a bit out of shape out of Portier. Ornithius will give him second thoughts about continuing this run and finishing it off. He does have time to finish off the lap and come back into the pits. It's just whether he runs the risk of starting the race on 2-lap-old soft tyres, Bate.
Yep, for sure. I think we have the McLaren of Nut just starting a lap now.
Well, not surprisingly. He sits tied for second in the championship. He's actually P3 because Keeper has that P2 to his name, and Nut's best finish is P4. But nonetheless, I don't think many people would expect him to be in P3 when the season started after 2 rounds. But he's still there. He's getting points, keeping it clean, and well, that's exactly the recipe you need around Monaco, as we've seen from Tier 1 and Tier 3 to score some good points.
No, for sure. All it takes is some consistent driving, avoiding penalties, but easier said than done, right?
Yeah, easier said than done. Those walls tend to loom on you, especially with big tanks and worn tyres. But Nut doesn't have worn tyres or a big tank on him, but he's certainly gone deep in the no-fail chicane, and that's invalidated his lap time. He'll have to pit and try again for one last run. Oh, he's a bit out of shape on his in-lap as well. So that's worrying signs for the McLaren driver.
It's gonna have to quickly set on a new set of softs and go for another run. He's got plenty of time to do that. I think we've got Kalios lining up for a lap here. I'll just get on board with him. If it would. Oh no, wait, not Kalios. King J. Sorry, King J.
Well, Vass has just gone across the line. He's done a hot lap, but he hasn't improved on it. He still sits P9 as we cross over to King J, starting his hot lap. Just about nailing turn 1 by the looks of it. Got a nice bit of turn in. Carried a bit of speed through it. And that will help with your run up through this corner, Massenet into Casino. Bit wide, missed the apex, but you don't mind that a little bit too much. He is down in his time though, so he won't be too happy with that. There is a chance that he could, or actually not sure about. I was going to say, bait, he could come in, but you need about a minute 25 to get out of the pits onto the track from the pit lane if you want to set a valid lap time.
Push very, very, very hard. I would say he'd be better off just backing out of this lap now, letting the tires cool down and going for another one.
Well, I do want to look at Pepsi because he's our championship leader
as well. As he gets a purple first sector, he's probably on for a very good lap here. As he's coming out, and Mr. Spice is coming out on an outlap on mediums. Well, he's feeling confident.
Well, that's an interesting call. It's very hard to see times get into the 8s on mediums unless you are well and truly esports pace. So he's backing himself that he probably can beat that soft times, but I'm not too sure about that. Pepsi through the no-fail chicane. He's looking fast, bait. He's looking really fast, and that's a good no-fail chicane right there.
Very clean, very, very held together. And yeah, you can just see. Wow, this is going to be a blinder of a lap.
Oh, it's invalidated.
Oh,
see,
no!
He's lucky. He's lucky he's gone out early as well. He's got a chance to just maybe save a bit of ERS. He can go again, but these tires will be worn on the start. Yeah.
He'll have to, because even if he goes round again, he might get caught in traffic. It's not worth the risk.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Oh, good run there through T1. As Mr. Spice is invalidated on his medium lap.
Gins has gone purple. He's gone through Grand Hotel into Portier. Sax has just pulled out of his way, nicely enough. But this is crunch time now. Time to pull out the stops. This is where it counts. Especially,
he had to slow so much there to avoid the cut, but it worked.
It did work, it did work. We'll see if he's up. He's down in his time, so it doesn't look like he'll be improving. He's going to need to pull something out of his bag in this last sector. And Cap puts it on pole. A 1:08.8. That's a great lap from him. He'll want that so badly. Psycho's around the final corner. He's in the way of Skins. This could compromise him a bit.
Can do another lap.
He can do another lap. Does he have the ERS? So he's used all the ERS this lap, but he's got Psycho to contest with up ahead. I don't think he's timed this well. Here comes Bandcamp, I think. No, that's not. Sorry, that's my bad.
No worries. As Band's invalidated, I don't think he's going to be able to make it for another run. 20 seconds. I
don't think so either. I believe Quantum Effect, who's just gone through the Grand Hotel hairpin, is at least down 3/10 in time. He has not had a good turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. Doesn't look like he's got a chance. Pepsi has stuck his car into P4, just ahead of Wingman. Wingman is up in his time. He's got a purple sector 2. He's 5/10 up in his time. He's looking at a 1:08.7. How clean is Larascas? It's pretty good so far. Rounding out the final corner, Anthony Nodes. Perfect bait. Perfect. DRS open. Stick it to the right-hand side wall. This is a great lap. It's pole position by a 10th.
Great lap. And we still got Quantum, his teammate, who'd be wanting to do a very good lap. He does not have as clean of a run. He's staying over right to the right side. He stays in 4th place, which is actually 5 places down from that, so 9th.
Combat Rats jumped himself up into P5. Psycho's jumped himself into P10, pipping Mika for that 10th position. Mika will be starting on fresh tyres by a look at it. I believe Decelerate's come into the pit, and we have Keeper left. Keeper left. He's 2/10 up in his time, though.
Kalas is invalidated, sorry.
That's all good.
Go to Keeper. He's coming through.
Oh, he's just got out of the way. Well enough, Keeper. Ran the final corner, so he was 2/10 up in his time with his putman. It looks like he's going to put in P15. He chucks himself into P14 ahead of the Dragon.
That's what he wanted. Oh, I'm not sure that's what the Dragon would be happy with, starting all the way down in P15, but I'm sure he can still make something happen from there. That's pretty much everyone. As by the looks of it, Skins and Kalios are in pit. Everyone else is retired or finished their lap. So,
Well,
any thoughts after quali, Seb?
well, we've certainly got a good race on our hands. If you look at the top 11, separated by just over a second, that's always a good sign. Look at the top 5. That's less than 2/10, I believe, and
Wow.
that's always a good sign. Wingman, your pole sitter. In P2, we have Anocat with Skin sitting in P3. Quantum Effect in the other Red Bull in P4. Combat Rat, Skin's teammate in P5. But Quantum Effect will be getting moved down that order with that 5 grid place penalty he got earlier on in the session. Pepsi in P6, Mr. Spicer in P7, Kalios in P8, Bully in P9, Psycho rounding off the top 10, exactly a second off Wingman in the Alpha
Wow.
Tauri. Mika in the Aston Martin. He's in P11 with Vassar P12. King J, the New Zealand driver in the Haas. I know you'll be rooting for him. He's in P13 with Keeper, our P2 finisher at Spain last round, and our P2 driver in the championship. He's P14. He's well off where he'd like to be, but nevertheless, he's in front of the Dragon with a 110.011. He's in P15. Sachs at P16, Decelerate P17, and Nut will be rounding off our grid for the evening.
Well, I'm not sure Nut will be very happy with that quali, but it's a long race ahead of him, so he can definitely still make something happen.
Yeah, definitely. And 39 laps. We're looking at a soft medium here. And, well, we did have a safety car in Tier 1. I don't believe we had a safety car in Tier 3 from memory, but, you know, nevertheless, you can see one here. It's one of the most likely one. But according to some people, uh, it's more unlikely here to happen than other tracks due to just the fact that it's Monaco. I guess that's why they code it, because if you think about it, standard safety car around here, you'd normally think that you'd be getting all your safety cars done up by around lap 20.
I'm also hearing for Tier 2 that the VSC chance is apparently 100% with a safety car chance at 75%. So we'll see what happens with those numbers. We'll see how accurate they are.
Well,
But I mean, if we get a VSC and it says 100%, I mean, it's pretty good.
that's a pretty good accuracy rating. If we don't get a VSC, then something is definitely wrong according to those predictions. Formation lap underway, and it's a good chance to check out the tyre choices from our Tier 2 competitors, the 18 Tier 2 competitors we have from 1st to 11th. That's Wingman, Endocat, Skins, Combo Rat, Pepsi, Spicer, Kalios, Bully, Quantum Effect, Psycho, and Mika. They're starting on the softs, along with King J, Keeper, Bandcamp, Saxa, and Nut. Decelerate and Vassar, interesting enough, the two Alfa Romeo drivers, the only drivers to opt onto
Oops.
the mediums bait, mate. Interesting to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I think they might be hoping that there isn't an early safety car, and we'll be hoping that there's one right about the time they want to stop for their mediums. But overall, it is pretty risky starting the mediums here. Everyone's just going to be absolutely swallowing you up for the first few laps. Um, and when everyone else pits, you won't be able to really get much of an opportunity to pit them. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it can go well for them. Honestly, if I was in the back half of the grid, I'd probably try it as well.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And looking at it, if they do get that late safety car on those medium tires, there's a chance that staying on fresh soft could help them out a lot, especially if they are relatively close to the top runners by around their pit phase. However, we'll see that they're both down the order on the medium tires. Their tires will not get as good as a launch as some of those soft runners, and it'll take a bit more to wind them up, get some heat into them, and that may become an issue, especially for Vasa, who sits in P12. He'll be looking to gain positions instead of lose them and try and get into the points. But now it's just about time for race time, as the car's AI has taken over to get them formed up on the grid. We just wait for the back half of the grid and Nut to form up, and we should have a good one. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Um, just trying to wait for Cody's to give me a good camera angle here. I want to see the front.
Well,
We'll
we've got
see what
39
happens.
laps. We'll see what happens indeed. 39 laps as we wait and wait indeed. It's Monaco. It's the crown jewel. Those 3, 4, 5 red lights stare over the drivers. It's time for racing in Monaco. This is Tier 2, Season 7, and it looks like Skin's got a good start, and he's on the
Wow,
inside of Anika,
he
and he's into
swamped
P2
Endo.
already. Anikat's turning across Pepsi. It looks like there's a bit of a kerfuffle already. Pepsi's turning across Anika, and he's into the
Oh
wall.
no!
Cars has swiped across him. And there's big
Oh,
damage, there's damage at the back as well. Nudge out of the race, mate.
what on earth is going on? I think Pepsi
And
just
there's
lost
your
his wing.
100% virtual safety car.
Wow. Wow, those are some good numbers there. We do have, so what? It looked like Pepsi lost his front wing from crashing with Kalios. I'm not sure. A few other drivers might have got
Well,
wing damage from that.
from what I saw, it looked like Kalios tried to get through, and Pepsi was kind of turning to the right at the same time while Kalios was next to the wall and just, well, clipped that rear tyre, and that's just ended off in Pepsi, our championship leader, down the field with wing damage, mind you, and he'll have to pit and he'll be at the back of the field. So he's got a fair bit of work to do, mate, and he's not the only one with wing damage, because if you look down this grid, you'll definitely find some people who are worse for wear. However,
Sure.
we got
Oh,
Mika. Pepsi's retired. He's retired on the safety car, and
oh
Mika's nearly
no.
run into him as well.
Vasa with a drive-through as well. Oh, Pepsi gone. Pepsi retired. Let me see if I can get a view for that for you guys. Looks like we've missed it now. King J, by the looks of it, got wing damage. Decelerator's flying straight past it there. You can see Pepsi on the right. How unfortunate. King J looks like he's got wing damage as well. Complete wing gone.
Yeah, this is the
But
worst possible
meanwhile,
start.
the
Go on, go
two
on.
leaders are battling. Skins is within half a second. No, that can't be
That's
right.
wrong. That's wrong. Yeah,
That is so wrong.
we'll give it a lap. We'll give it a lap. Let the timing board sort itself out, because that is definitely wrong. But that is not what Pepsi would want, considering he is defending, or not, I would say defending. He is in the lead of that championship, and he's got a substantial lead, and that will be cut down a fair bit. Look out, Wingman. He's got a great start. Skins is up there as well, but he's not entirely challenging. Kalios, fair bit off. And Combat Rat, Skins' teammate, fair bit off him as well. Next up, we have Quantum Effect and Mr. Spicer, just closely following Combat Rat. DRS will come into play next lap with Bully and Bandcamp. Look at Bandcamp. He's all the way up into P8. He's
Up
found
seven
himself up 7
position.
positions. Yeah, 7 positions. Then Keeper
Wow.
is closely followed by Saxa, and then we have a bit of a kerfuffle. Decelerate, P11, Endocat, P12, Psycho, next down the road, he's all the way at Portier, while Endocat is at the Novel Chicane. Decelerate and Mika and Vasa are fighting it out down the field, and King J in dead last. So, Timing Tail now fixing herself, and what was a rather chaotic start to the race. We've just seen the field being spread apart, mate.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe it. There's already 8 seconds from combat to his teammate there. Must have got caught up in something, but must have wing damage or something. And Quantum Effect has made up pretty much every place that he lost from, or more than he lost from the grid penalty. He's now right on the back of Combat Rat, who looks to be struggling a lot, Seb.
Well, you could only imagine this is a stroke of luck for Quantum. He's getting really eager in the back of Combat Rat. He's nearly lost it. He's going for a send down the inside into the Nova Chicane. What a move this would be. Put that to music, mate, because that is a great move. He nearly lost it through the tunnel, and he got the move done into the Nova Chicane, holding his nerve. And I think Combat Rat might have damage, judging from the way he's driving. He's driving really slow, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'll just quickly see if we got a replay of that, Seb, that overtake there. Let's see if we caught it. No, we did not.
Oh!
uh,
Oh, that's not good. But just as you say that, Combat Rat's been spun around. I think he might have dropped it himself out of Larascas,
oh,
and he's been
no.
facing the wrong way. He will be pitting, so he did have wing damage, and that's not good for the Williams driver. He was looking pretty good, so it looked like he had a good start, but maybe he did get caught up in that first corner incident, mate.
Yeah, for sure. And Seb, I'm just noticing Band is all over the back of Spicer for P4 and Bully just crashed in the background while I was saying that. But I think Band is on for a really good result here again, man. He's driving incredibly well.
Well, he was the winner last time around. We raced here in Tier 2 at Monaco. He's known for his clean driving and his great racecraft and his ability to put together a dominant race. He's looking like he's doing that right now. Although he's in P5, he's doing a typical Band race. He's kind of not showing the true pace he has in qualifying and then putting something together nice in the race. However, Mr. Spicer is pulling away from Ben, so I'm guessing Mr. Spicer may have had a bit of a mistake somewhere along the line. There's yellow flags in Sector 1. That looks like it's just Vasa getting out of the way of our race leaders.
Wow, Wingman already 3 seconds clear of Skins there, or Memphis Reigns for the viewers. Apologies, I need to get them nicknamed. Yeah, the gaps are
Well,
blown out already, Seb. It's actually quite surprising how quickly you're seeing the pace difference between these drivers, and Decelerate in a great position, leading all the medium runners.
yeah, well, I think that's also due to the part of that first corner, first lap incident that we saw that really jumped up this field and seen a lot of drivers had to go in the pits. We have, I believe, 7 drivers who have stopped already of the 16 that are still running. That's Andocat, Kalios, Psycho, Combo Rat, Mika, King J, and Vasa. We've all had to stop for one way or another, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. This is Monaco, and that's just what happens. Closest battle on track right now, Keeper and Bully. This is for P6. I think you said before, Bully ran into the back of Ben, so he might be a bit worse for wear on that front wing, might be carrying a bit of wing damage. Keeper's really closing in, and Bully's struggling through the swimming pool section. It doesn't look like he's struggling too much through the Rascats, but Keeper is certainly putting the pressure on. He's got the ERS on him. He's got the DRS, but he's
Oh,
getting a bit snappy out of Anthony Noakes, and that will ruin his chances of a potential overtake.
I'm just noticing now as well, Seb. Keeper has used almost all of his ERS around a track that you don't gain much ERS back. I don't think that's what you would have wanted. He's going to find it very tough to get past Bully here. He's going to have to save up for a few laps and play it very, very smart. Is the only way you can get past someone here.
And I'm pretty sure from memory, it only gets harder to save ERS as the race goes on. The braking lengths you do, especially around here, they tend to get shorter with the less fuel load you're on, and so it tends to mean you're saving less ERS per lap, which means you have to manage it better. And Keeper's not doing that at the moment, and this could bite him down the line, especially if there is no safety car. We did have the VSC before, but the full-length safety car is really what will give you back a lot of ERS around here. As Bully's now starting to pull away from Keeper, so you can only imagine Keeper's lost a bit of touch now.
Just thinking now as well, this will be a great result for the Red Bulls if they can bring it home like this. First and third. They haven't had the greatest start to the season. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Quantum retired last race from first. It's not something I'm sure they want to keep up. So hopefully they can bring home a win or at least a podium for the Red Bull team today.
Yeah, well, looking at the 2 Red Bulls, they sit 4th in the Constructors in Tier 2 on 23 points. 10 points behind the Williams and a nice 29 points behind Ferrari. And they're only just ahead of Mercedes by 1 point. So they really got to get a move on. And, you know, they're 2 fast drivers. They just haven't had things go their way.
What on earth? As Keeper and Bully
that.
just crashed, I'm not sure. He just teleported inside of him.
That's very interesting. I've just seen that. I can't explain that, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like Keeper's got damage as well. So maybe there's a bit of desync going on there.
This has allowed Saxa and Decelerate as the leading medium driver to catch the back of him. This is not what Decelerate wants. He wants to have as much clean air as possible. And the more he's stuck behind these guys battling, the more it affects his advantage that he has over the other medium runners.
Well, I think Bully does have damage here, because Keeper's going for a move around the outside of the Rascats. He's going to have to back out. That's a very tight spot to do it, but you can see how slow. If you look from Decelerate's point of view, they are going so slow through those fast-paced corners around here, and you can tell Bully's just holding them up. Decelerate, he's looking for a run on Saxa. He's not really getting it. Bully's gone
Keeper
deep,
goes side by
Keeper's
side.
gone for the opportunistic move. He's going around, and they touch.
There's a Ferrari wing that's being bounced off all the cars. Oh my goodness.
Bully has no front wing by the looks of it, Bully has no front wing. Keeper's going around the outside. Saxa will be next to take Bully. Bully is a sitting duck. He will have to pit.
It almost smacks into the back of him. What on earth is happening here? Oh my god, Bully is teleporting all sorts of...
I think Bully might be having some net issues or some computer issues, getting a bit of lag spikes, and that's not doing Decelerate, Kalios, or Andocat any good behind him.
But the leaders already have a free pit stop over the medium runners.
And they do, you're right about that. So if you look at it this way, they get a free pit stop, they get free running, and they're pretty much home free as long as they don't get any penalties and there's no safety cars later on in this race. Wingman leads from Skins, that's 7 seconds of difference, while Quantum Effect is in P3. That's the top three at the moment.
Skins has
Meanwhile,
left.
we watch.
Skins has left the session.
Well, gonna try and get him back in as quickly as possible. But oh, here we go. We have pits. So Bully and Keeper are into the pit. Sorry, not Bully. Bully and Saxa, excuse me, as Keeper as well is into the pits. So I've missed that as well. Trying to get Skins back into the session. Sorry about that. But yeah,
This
this
worked
is
out great. For Decelerate and Kalios, all the medium runners will now be unleashed for a little bit. They've got a 20-second gap. They'll be able to use all that pace. But you would expect the soft runners to come in soon, Seb.
you expect them coming soon. This is the pit window, bait. And if we look down the field, Decelerate, Kalios, and Ucat. This is the closest battle on track. This is for P6. Kalios, we know he's a fast driver, but he hasn't necessarily had it come together. He had a great race by the looks of it in Bahrain before an early safety car came out and kind of ruined his chances at some really good point scoring positions. Kalios sits P16 in the championship with 2 non-point scoring positions of P13 and P12, but he'll be looking to get some points tonight. Mr. Spicer and Bandcamp, they've called into the pits. They're both switching over to the medium tyres.
And Mr. Spicer stayed out, I believe.
Oh, sorry about that. That's Quantum Effect that I've got there.
All good. As Quantum's probably made the smarter decision here. He's not going to get anyone behind him. And he'll be out in the fresh air and he'll be able to undercut everyone ahead of him.
Yeah, that's very true. So, interesting to see what Mr. Spicer, Skins, and Wingman do. Will they react? I expect Mr. Spicer will. He'll need to react. He'll need to put in a very good time. That's what we'll be looking at. That's the key battle at the moment on track. That's for P3 on track. And you can see Quantum is slowly wheeling in Mr. Spicer. That's a 10th in the space of a couple of corners right there. That's another 10th. So, Quantum Effect really getting a move on, and Mr. Spicer should be calling into the pits this lap.
Decelerate Band holding up everyone brilliantly, and he stays out ahead of all the other medium runners. So everyone who started medium has now got no advantage over the soft starters. They are already clear, well, in terms of the top 4 anyways. 5.
Well, Wingman, Mr. Spicer, have pitted. Skin stays out for now. We know he's still having a bit of issues at the moment getting back into lobby, but interesting to see where Mr. Spicer will come out. This will be touch and go. Quantum Effect's really putting a good lap here. Yeah, he's putting a really good lap here, bait, and I think he's going to get him. There's Mr. Spicer right there on the inside. He's got him clearly. Bandcamp might even get Mr. Spicer. There's Bandcamp into turn 1, but Mr. Spicer will stay ahead just for now.
That's how strong the undercut is. Band's got a massive run. He's going straight past him. Wow.
He has gone straight past him. That is a great run and poor strategy call from Mr. Spicer potentially. Not calling the fact that maybe Quantum Effect and Bandcamp could have done that to him. He didn't really make effect of that ERS. He has 50% in his tank, whereas Bandcamp and Quantum Effect have less than 20. So great driving from Quantum and Band to be able to pit Mr. Spicer for P3 and P4. But that is massive for the Red Bull team.
For sure. Mr. Spicer will be asking why no one brought him in the lap earlier. Because that undercut is ridiculously strong, as I was saying before. But Decelerate is still in a great position here. He's just on the back of the other medium runners. The only issue is he won't have any more clear air anymore. But he should... the people in front of him do have a lot more pace, so he should be comfortable there.
Oh, Kalios 3-second time penalty as Skins has called it into the pits from P1. He should drop behind Wingman, but I think he's put in some good enough times that Wingman might have fallen behind. Here comes Skins and Wingman through turn 1. Can Wingman get a good enough run? Sorry, this is Quantum. No, this is Skins. Actually, Skins is disconnected. Never mind. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. But, well, Quantum has got to deal with Skins' disconnected car. I don't think Skins can get back in the lobby at the moment.
Yeah, no, we did mention that he had left before. Was that his teammate Combat? I'm not sure what's going on at Williams. But yeah, definitely not what you want to have happen.
Well, sorry, once again, viewers, that was Quantum Effect and Skins going at it through turn 1. Not Wingman and Skins, that was not for the lead, that was for P2. But Skins is yet to come back into the session by the looks of it.
You're not the first commentator to get them confused, Seb, don't worry.
Well, Crofty does it a lot in real life, so
You've got an
you just have
excuse.
the. I've got an excuse. Give me a break.
Hey,
Wingman
Wingman
set
with
the fastest
fastest
lap.
lap.
Yes, fastest lap of the race. It's our timing. Has your timing? Yes, your timing board has gone a bit haywire. As
Yep.
has mine. It's like Skins has no front wing, so I think he's just rejoined.
Oh no. Yeah, he must have rejoined. It must have given him control as into a corner. It's happened to me in the past.
And
That's
look where
horrible.
Bandcamp is. He is in
Wow,
P3.
up
He's
on the
got Mr.
podiums
Spicer
already.
behind.
Wow, if there is a late safety car, Band can still win this. It's all to play for.
It is all to play for. Quantum Effect and Wingman, the two Red Bulls, well ahead of, the field. Quantum Effect maybe 2 seconds of Band, but that's a comfortable 2 seconds around Monaco. Band maybe 5 tenths ahead of Mr. Spicer. That doesn't mean he can't defend him off for another 27 laps. That's how many laps we have left? 27, more like 26 and a half, but you get the gist.
I'm sure the Red Bull team will be loving Bandcamp right now as well. That is stopping Mr. Spicer from being able to catch them.
Well,
The Band is
yeah,
still hanging on to Quantum, so...
he's doing a good job. He's actually gained on him in the past sector, so he's done a very good job. But when you look at the combined constructors in AFR, Red Bull lead that, and I think they're going to be extending their lead here, bait, because a 1-2 in Tier 2 is massive. That is 43
Yeah.
points, plus the
Wow.
fastest lap point that Wingman has at the moment. That's 44, along with Potsy getting that P2.
Well, something's going up with Psycho here. I think Combat's going to fly straight past him. Yeah.
He has, and I believe Psycho might have had an incident through Virage. That is the left-right chicane
Yeah,
before
he
the
comes
swimming pool,
in.
and he's coming to the pit. So that's going to allow Mika
Oh
up into P9.
no. That's race ruining right there, Seb. He's going to
It
have to
is.
come in and put on another set of mediums and drop all the way back. Well, that's very unlucky to the AlphaTauri driver there. Band is reeling Quantum Effect in. 1.6 seconds it's down now to.
I was just about to draw your attention to that as well, as Quantum is really starting to drop off. I wonder if he has maybe some wing damage, because he did show he was considerably faster than Bandcamp in qualifying. But this, like I said, this is what Bandcamp does. He has that race pace that, you just don't see, you just wouldn't think he would have from the qualifyings that he does. But he just has it anyway. He's within 1.7 seconds. Got a chance of a podium here. There's a good chance he could get 18 points instead of 15 if he keeps up the pace he's going at. But Quantum is now starting to pull away again, bait.
I don't know why we call Bandcamp the Dragon. We should call him the Catfish.
You can't call him that as well as we look. Sorry about this, but Decelerate, Kalios, and Cat, they're going at it for P5. And, well, Kalios, dead on zero for that ERS. Cat behind him, he's got so much ERS on him. He's got just about a full tank. Decelerate's also got about zero as well. So this battle will rage on for a bit longer. These guys could almost go to the end of the race, but that's going to be very hard to do. Or the mediums do wear about 2% per lap. Kalios has hit the wall on the exit of Casino. That might have given him damage. It was a slight touch, but a slight touch nonetheless can give you damage. And it does look like he's dropping off a Decelerate. It does look like he's got wing damage because he's really struggling through Portier and the corner before. Cat could put it under pressure now with all the ERS he has, bait.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cat's reeling him in. Yeah, he's been saving it to make a few overtakes by the looks of it. I think Ando, if Kalios, he's staying outside of DRS here, and with that damage, Ando's going to be all over the back of him now, and if he stays this close through the last few corners, he might be able to get it done. Ooh, that was a bit of a cut, I think. I think he got away with it, though.
Well,
just watching Ando cut now.
Yeah, having a look at that as we see, I believe that is Vasa in the pits. He's under blue flag conditions as Decelerate, Kalios and Cat will come up to him. Skins gets a 3-second time penalty. He hasn't been obeying the track limits and he's been cutting a bit, so he's been given that by the game. He sits all the way in P12, whole 7 tenths off of Keeper in P11.
Yeah, so Ben seems to have settled into the 1.5 seconds range. I think he's trying to put the pressure on Quantum now to make him make mistakes, but look at this, Seb. Wingman almost has a full pit stop from first to second. Wow. That is some great driving.
He's sitting pretty. He's putting together a masterful race. He's even putting in fastest laps on older mediums, although be it they are slap old mediums. He's getting faster, and that's a good sign. You think he keeps putting this pace up, he could pit later on in the race for Sauce and just maybe go for the fastest lap. Kalios, meanwhile, he might be onto something here. He's hit
Oh,
the
he
wall,
just smacked the
Kalios.
wing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
I
not
wonder if
great.
he'll
He's
pit.
definitely struggling with a lot.
Yeah, he
Yep, there
has
he
pit.
goes.
So he's set free
Releases
Undercat.
Ando.
Yeah, he's set free Undercat, but Undercat's not really doing much at the moment. He's just got that ERS there. He's sitting at around 90% for the whole entire lap. So I wonder if he's just saving this because he knows that, you know, you start losing a bit of ERS come time, the end of the race, those final 10 laps. But you never know.
You definitely want to be one of the people who have a lot of ERS if there's another safety car, because it will be madness.
Yeah, madness indeed. Wingman still leads, as we said before. 22 seconds now, so that's a second in the space of a lap, bait. He's putting on some serious pace. Wonder if he'll be going for a fastest lap. He's just rounding Anthony Nogues. That's the final corner, turn 19. The tough right-hander, second or third gear. Take your pick. I'm sure, not the fastest lap, but nevertheless, still in the lead. That's all he cares about. Quantum effect, a whole 22 seconds off him. Followed by Bandcamp, 1.5 off Mr. Spice and Decelerate. Trail Bandcamp, they're looking or trying to get that podium spot, that coveted Monaco podium, where Androcat is a second off Decelerate, and he has caught up. He has caught up. He's
Sorry
used
to
a bit of that
interrupt. I
ERS
think
as well.
Skins may go for the dive. Oh, he was getting so close. He's right on the back. He's basically pushing Keeper through. Oh, I'm sure he'd be very keen to fly past Keeper here. He's got a time penalty to make up the difference for.
He is pushing. You see, he cuts a lot of that inside curb through the swing push chicane. That's turn 16. His Keeper's getting a bit out of shape. Skin might be ready to pounce. He's got a little bit of ERS through these braking zones. Keeper's really lighting up those rears, but it doesn't look like Skins has a straight line speed to be able to get Keeper on the run to the turn 1.
Ooh.
But could there be a chance through turns 2 and 3? No. No,
too far
doesn't
back.
look like Skins has that run. Yeah, exactly.
He's used all of his juice now as well, Seb. I think that was his opportunity. He's going to have to wait now a lot more laps.
Looking at Keeper as well, he used up a lot of his juice, I think, just to keep in front of Skins. Mr. Spicer now picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's in P4 now. There's the issue of whether that will come in. Yeah, he's safe at the moment, but you know, thoughts of late safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nandocat within DRS range now of Decelerate as well. So we've got a couple of battles now brewing up. Still got that quantum effect Bandcamp buffer of 3/10 for that DRS for P2. Endocat's just kind of sitting in DRS and out of DRS with Decelerate in the final part of this track. And we have that battle for P9 involving Saxa, Keeper, and Skins.
Endocat definitely using a lot of his ERS now, trying to get within that DRS, which he has done. Now he'll have to hold it for this rest of this lap, which I think he'll have no problems doing with the amount of pace he's driving at right now. But Decelerate doing a great job, keeping everything calm and composed. He was the front of the medium runners after what happened after the lap 1, turn 1 incident. But he is just keeping his head down, focusing on getting these points and bringing them home.
Well, if he'd have pit now, I'd expect he'd drop down to P11 as the time woods. Had a bit of a muck up. What's going on here?
Band just got within a second of Quantum, but he's lost it now. So they're trading that DRS and losing it again. Oof. I think they just, some of them, Quantum's faster in certain corners. Band's just more consistent, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Quantum might be making mistakes. He might be feeling the pressure, and you'd certainly be feeling the pressure when your rival behind you or fellow driver is breathing down your neck a second, just out of DRS range. It looks like Band might have a bit more straight line speed on Quantum, but they don't. It might just be that the fact that they both have very little ERS. But Endocat now, well and truly within DRS range of Decelerate, as you said, been using that ERS down to 60%. Decelerate almost has none. And this could be a brewing battle, considering these guys. And you'd have to think they'd be pitting again. You know, they pitted around lap 1 from that first lap incident. And, well, they've got to get a move on.
Skins hit the wall. Don't think he got too much damage. He may even got away without any damage, but it was definitely a bump into the wall nonetheless.
Well, Kalios behind. He's getting all eager on Skins. He's looking down the inside into Mirabro, and Skins is in the wall! So Kalios looks like he's gone too deep. He might have pushed Skins into the wall. Maybe Skins went too deep trying to defend. I couldn't get a good view of that, but Skins has got into the wall. He has lost his front wing, and that could just about be race over.
I wonder if Kalios got away scot-free from that.
It does look like it. I don't think they did touch, so Kalios might be all good with that, but unfortunate for Skins. A bad race has just gotten worse, and that's not what you like to see.
Band's still absolutely keeping the calmest head on anyone in the grid, aside from maybe Wingman, who is still 24 seconds now ahead of his teammate Quantum, who I'm
Oh,
sure Wingman is pleading with Quantum not to let him get past. But with that lead, unless Wingman does something wrong, or there's a
oh,
safety car, he's got it.
yeah, well, at this point, Wingman could almost just chuck it into autopilot because he's that far ahead. He can do that. No point in taking any risks now. You've got the race win, and is at Monaco. It's a very prestigious win to have. Bandcamp, as we look on at him, two to back, behind Quantum, getting a bit of that dirty air, not affecting him too much, but it will be playing in the back of his mind somewhere. He's within DRS range, and I suspect in the next 5 laps we could see things spice up between the Red Bull and the
As
McLaren
Ben's
driver.
got a great run on Quantum here. I don't think he'll be able to make the move or anything, but he's definitely breathing down Quantum's neck now. I'm sure if Ben could talk to
Ooh.
Quantum right now, he would be telling him that he's flashing his headlights at him.
Well, Ben, the avid iRacer. I know he loves that game, but he's in F1 at the moment. He doesn't have the tools of headlights to flash at him. The only thing he can do is maybe weave at him, but normally around here to get an overtake, you need to be substantially faster, or you need the driver head to make a big mistake out of corners such as Portier or NC Nogues. We have yellow flags all the way in Sector 1. That looks like it's just Vassar letting through the Williams of Skins, I believe. Sorry, it's Williams of Combat Right, but nevertheless, he is through. Ando Cat as well. Another close battle. He's right up to the back of Decelerate, and he'll be looking at a move. He's back to 100% ERS as well, Endo Cat.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, he should have to, with the pace difference he's got to decelerate here, he'll have to try and make a move happen onto the main straight this lap, Seb. Otherwise, he's missing out on a great opportunity to get some easy points.
Want to wind back to Kalios as well, because he's all over the back of Saxa through the tunnel. He doesn't have the ERS to put up much of a fight, though. He's looking, he's gone for a send. Nevertheless, he's clipped the inside wall, though, and that's going to cost him. But Saxa's given him the corner, so he will take P9, albeit not very cleanly, but he still takes it.
I think something must have happened to Endocat. He's got DRS, but 1.2 seconds back. I think he must have messed up the exit.
Next up the exit, clip the Rascast. That's normally what you see when they still have DRS and they fall out by that much. But Psycho gets a 3-second time penalty. No, might have a quick check of the penalties. There's a Splicer has 3 seconds. Mika has 6. Kalios has 3 seconds. Sorry. Psycho has 6. Skins has 3. King J has 3, and Vasa has 3 as well. So far, relatively clean for just over half the drivers through this race in terms of track limits, but just over 15 laps to go. Wingman leads by 25 seconds now. That's yellow flags for keeper. I think he's gone deep into Mirabeau, and he has. I don't think he's got damage. He's lucky not to get any damage, but just going to set him back.
Quantum Effects just locked up and lost half a second lead he had out of DRS there to Ben, so I think Quantum's definitely feeling the pressure, Seb. And well, Mr. Spicer's on the back of him as well.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. Mr. Spicer will be putting on the pressure. Decelerate as well. Endocat back well and truly within DRS zone. He's using a bit of that ERS. He could go for a move up this hill. Up Beau Rivage. He's not looking like he's getting a good enough exit to do so. I don't think he will. He'll bide his time for now. We're just seeing a bit of a lull at the moment, but that's what expected. That's expected at Monaco, isn't it, Bate? Especially with all these walls, it's the hardest track to overtake at, one DRS zone, which is very, very short. But Bandcamp's well and truly within DRS range of Quantum now. Well and truly. So now, sticking on with Decelerate and Ando. Decelerate 9th in the championship. He has a P9 and a P5 to his name. Sitting on 12 points, tied with Bandcamp, who's up the road in P3. Bandcamp ahead of him in the championship as he has a P4 to his name, whereas Accelerate, as I said before, has a P5 as his best finish. Ando Cat is currently in P13 in the championship. He just has 9th to his name with 2 points on the cards with a retirement at Bahrain. So that's where these two sit in the championship at the moment. Bandcamp, Quantum, still very close to each other, but not entirely getting everything done. Bandcamp just doing the wise thing. He's not pushing too hard. He might be trying to get a mistake out of Quantum, and that's what Band tends to do. He just bides his time. He's very patient.
Yeah, I think Quantum's going to have to make a pretty bad mistake to allow Bandcamp to overtake him here. We do have Kalios all over the back of Mika. Going into the tunnel. Oh, I wonder if Kalios is going to go for another move here. He's going for it. Late break. No regard for the driver ahead. That was pretty dangerous there. Just a very late dive from Kalios. We'll see if he goes for another move onto the pit straight.
Well, Kalios showing his pace. He's certainly not going to, you know, get through at the moment, but he's got a good run here.
Yeah.
As he ever. Mika trying to defend that inside. They're going to get their elbows out, I reckon, once again. Into turn one. Mika squeezing him to the outside. He's pushing him to the wall on the exit. And Kalios will get through with that outside line into P8. Well, he got the move done eventually. That's how you do it. Nice move. Neither of them gave each other an inch, but it's hard and fair racing. That's what you like to see.
Apologies, lads. Is it better now? Am I still a motorbike? I'm gonna say it's good.
You sound good to me at the moment.
Oh, that's good to know. Oh, Mr. Spicer all over the back of Bandcamp. Almost got an opportunity for an overtake there, but Mr. Spicer got a little bit too excited on the accelerator. Oh, Decelerate locked up massively. He goes into the pit. Decelerate's gone into the pit. Allows Ando to just go through.
Well, I just wonder if he doesn't think those tyres can last, because, as I said before, around 2% wear on those premium tyres. He has been on them 25 laps. He'd have to go on them for 37.
Wow, look at this battle for P2.
Yeah, that battle's really heating up. And it's not going to go away anytime soon. Mr. Spice has been up and about. Bandcamp's been all over the back, but he's just been not able to get into the right positions or close enough at the right, spots on the track. So not really being able to make anything of it. Decelerate is onto those softs, so he might be able to get some moves done down the track. The softs are, at this stage compared to 18, 25 lap old medium tires will be definitely a lot faster. That's just a given. Stating the obvious at this point, but he's got some work to do. Like I said, it is Monaco, hard to overtake.
This man's getting really close to the back of Quantum now. I'm sure that the Red Bull driver is panicking. Oh, Ben's got great momentum on him here. Oh, yeah, Quantum does a very good job of keeping his car in the middle of the road, not leaving a single inch for Ben to stick his car through.
Well, Ben wisely backing out, because that looks like a gap that was disappearing. He got a good enough run, but like Quantum Effect just had enough straight line speed and ERS just to see him up Beaurivage and into Massenet.
Ben's got a great run here as well. He's squirting the ERS. Quantum's using everything he's got to defend from this. I'm sure this is going to go straight down to the pit straight here. Ben is going to want to stay right on the back of Quantum and use his ERS advantage. He may even be able to get past him here, Seb.
Or potentially, I don't think he's close enough, to be honest, mate, because it'd be around 2/10 throughout the lap and just hold on to that, which he's not doing. So unless Quantum Effect has a serious mistake out of 19 Anthony Nogues or, Portier, which is turn 8, then, I don't think he will be getting that move done anytime soon. If you look down the order, Mika, Saxon, Decelerate about to get their battle on. They're battling for P8. Mika has a time penalty to his name. That's worth 6 seconds. So really 2 time penalties to his name, but he might be looking to go to the end on those 26 lap old medium
Oh,
tyres.
Bandcamp almost gives a little tap to Quantum there. Oh man, I definitely think Quantum's feeling the pressure now.
Oh,
Oh,
would he
Band's
ever?
going to get a great run out of here.
He's using that
Not
ARS,
enough.
but so is Quantum. That's doesn't look like it's going Ben's way at the moment, Bait, and you'd think that maybe he might be trying, or he could try a bit of a saving strategy just for a run at the end of the race as Skins picks up another 3 second
Oh.
time penalty. But would that be something you'd consider at this point in time? You know, you're not able to get past your competitor ahead. The gap's been kind of stagnant. Would you just try and save ERS and go for a late race push?
100%. It all needs to be done. You need to release everything at the right time. You need to have enough ERS sitting there to overtake someone, and you need to make the right judgment and do it when you've got the opportunity. Like, say, for example, right now, Band is getting a great run on the back of Quantum. He sits right in the middle of the road again.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure Ben is just hoping to make Quantum Effect make a mistake here, but this is also allowing Mr. Spicer to just stay with him. But he does have that 3 second time penalty, so he is not in contention for this podium as of right now. And
yeah. Well,
Wingman 30 seconds ahead now.
dude, he could do a pit stop right now, come out to the softs, do some quick laps, and maybe come out 20 seconds ahead and do another pit stop on the softs. That's how far ahead he is at the moment. That's how far ahead of the whole entire field he is. You can only imagine what Pepsi might be able to do if he was up there, but you never know. It's all about ifs at the moment, talking about Pepsi, because he is out of the race on lap 1, along with Nut, and Bully is the other retirement in this race. Both the Ferraris out of the race. That's going to really be a detriment to their Tier 2 Constructors campaign, with Red Bull sitting in P1 and P2 at the moment, picking up maximum points. They'll definitely pipe Ferrari for that P1 position at the moment.
There we go. We got Band again, just sticking right on the back of Quantum, showing him that he's not going anywhere. And I'm sure Quantum would just love Mr. Spicer and Band to collect each other or something like that to just relieve the pressure, but he's still got 8 laps to go.
Well, you always like that. Where there's a bit of pressure on you, want a bit of a mistake from the cars behind, and that's not something you tend to see from Bandcamp. I believe the first mistake I've ever seen from him was, yes, last time around at Spain, where he spun at the end of the race, costing him some points. So, they'll be living slightly in the back of his head at the moment.
As
But
Band's squirting quite a bit of ERS there, he's going to try and stay in that 4 or 5 tenths range going into the pit straight, as Quantum doesn't get the cleanest run, but neither does Band. Still better though, if Band can just do what he can to stay within. He needs to get in that 3/10 range.
he does need to get within that 3/10 range as well. Looks like Quantum has 2 warnings to his name, Band only the 1. So this could be very touch and go stuff for Quantum, because it looks like he is sitting on a fine line before getting a penalty. He does have 3 warnings to his name. I'm going to say 2 because he doesn't have a penalty yet. But yeah, it's very touch and go for him. Skins takes the fastest lap. That's a 1:10.4. So we'll see if Wingman will come in later down the track and try and go for that fast lap. I wouldn't be surprised. Quantum getting a bit out of shape at a casino, but it's not enough for Bandcamp to have a look around the outside or the inside into Mirabeau.
Pretty good race from Mr. Spicer so far, even with the penalties he's on. He's still currently sitting in 4th place, which will easily be his best result of the season. He's had a few unlucky races with some retirements and lots of wings that he's lost.
Certainly agree with that. Spicer, we sit on board with him. He's got a great view of this, doesn't he, Bait? He's got a great view. He can just sit behind. I know, like you said before, he does have that 3-second penalty as King J picks up another 3-second penalty in this race, but it doesn't mean he hasn't driven a good race. He's done more to sit behind McLaren and Red Bull driver. Just, potentially soak up any chances that may come his way if Bandcamp or Quantum were to have a big accident. So he's done a good job. Nevertheless, if he finishes P4, P3, P2, it looks like he will finish P4, but good job nonetheless. Bandcamp doing Bandcamp things. He's still sticking with Quantum. He's not going away anytime soon. Quantum's doing just as good as a job defending. Bandcamp using a bit of that ERS, having a look down
Ooh.
the inside, but nothing will come towards Quantum. Taps the inside wall. The pressure's building. The pressure is building, mate.
The pressure is certainly building. I would not want to be Quantum Effect right now.
Well, interesting you say that, because Quantum Effect is in front, you know, at a circuit where it is hardest to overtake. So it's
Yeah,
hard.
for sure.
It is. You want to be in that position, but at the same time, the amount of pressure he's being put under by Band, and this is the closest Band's been in a
Ooh.
while to
This
Quantum.
may be
He's
it,
within 2
Seb.
tenths.
This is his chance. If he
This
doesn't
is his
make the
chance.
most of this, then it's all
Oh,
over.
he's gonna be. He's
He's
gonna
still
be
within
wide
4
through.
tenths though. Oh, Quantum locked up. This is going to enable Ben to get right back on the back of him. He's got a pretty good run compared to Quantum, but not enough. He's
This
going
is
to
the
squirt
chance,
all of
though.
his ERS. He's going to go for it.
He's going for it. He's going for a look down the inside. Quantum's turned across him,
Oh,
and Band's been shot around, and Mr.
oh
Spicer will come
no.
through for 3-3. This is what I was talking about. Mr. Spicer is sitting in a great position all race to capitalize on a mistake, and that's what happened. This is not a mistake, though. This is an incident. Bandcamp was well down the inside of Quantum Effect. He's turned across him, and that will go to the stewards, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. That did not look like Quantum opened up the wheel at all to give him any room. But we'll definitely be taking a look at that later. And yeah, as you said, Mr. Spicer is... He did the right thing. He sat back, he was patient, he didn't push too hard, and now he could potentially get the rewards of a podium. Which would be a first one for Mr. Spicer, by the way, I think.
Well, I think it's a good time to check the penalties, because Mr. Spicer does have a 3-second time penalty to his name. If Quantum Effect gets a 5-second penalty for that, all Mr. Spicer has to do is stay within 2 seconds of Quantum, and he will have a P2 finish to his name. So just by keeping it clean, albeit that, you know, time penalty, there's a good chance he could get P2 here, bait, and that would be an absolutely great result for Mr. Spicer, who sits P12 in the championship at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely what he'd be looking for. He's shown quite a lot of pace so far this season, just not being able to finish the races. Now, I did notice as well, Band's come in for a wing change, Seb. He's not going to risk it. He's going to come in. It must be, oh yeah, he's missing a front right end plate. That's the yellow damage. He did it.
Well,
He did it on the flick spin. Crashed in to the wall.
Well, it
Still
doesn't
not
look
all
like...
over for him. I don't think Kalios will jump him. Plus, Kalios has time penalties. So...
I think Kalios may have him. Oh,
Yeah,
Kalios,
actually,
is
he
something wrong with
does.
Kalios? Does Kalios have... No, Kalios had to let Wingman by, but he's lucky enough that Van had that wing change.
Oh no,
Otherwise,
he
he would
loses the
not be through.
position
And
to
he's,
combat.
yeah, loses the position to combat. He is onto those fresh soft tyres though, so he's got a chance at getting combat right. Who is on 31 lap old mediums? That's right, you heard that right. 31 lap old mediums. You expect them to be right at the end of the life. Looking at the tyres as well, Meek is on 33 lap old mediums. He's done a great job to keep Saxa at bay. He's on 26 lap old mediums, but wow, unfortunate for Bandcamp. Potential podium all gone. But look at Mr. Spicer. Bait, look at Mr. Spicer.
I wonder if he'll think better of trying to get past and just hope that the 5-second penalty for Quantum Effect is a thing, which we have no idea if it will be awarded post-race or not. But I don't think it's the best move for Mr. Spicer to try and fly past him at this point, because he's currently sitting in a great position. He's assured P3. You know,
Yeah.
if I had never finished on a podium before, you could bet your ass I'd be going for a P3.
Well, better no bet. He's got cards on the table at the moment. It's his choice what he wants to do. Does he lay all the chips on the table, or does he fold and play his hand safe? It's lap 37 of 39. But right now we're looking at Quantum and Mr. Spicer on 36. Wingman is well and truly going to win this race. No chance of a safety car at the moment. We will have green flag racing for the rest of this race. Wingman 41 seconds ahead.
He's now within 3/10, although the same thing happened as what happened with Band. He got some dirty air, had to back out of it, but I think Quantum Effect's got some issues there, Step. I'm not sure, he's just driving incredibly slow, enabling Mr. Spicer to just stay all over the back of him.
Well, we look down the field, Mr. Bandcamp. Well, his wing may have been damaged earlier, but he's certainly fine positions. Quantum Effect's got a 3-second time penalty. This puts everything into play for Mr. Spicer. Now does he go for it, mate?
Oh, for sure. You'd have to, especially with how much time Quantum is costing him. He's still safe, but I don't know, my eyebrows would have definitely moved from that if I was Mr. Spicer. Hopefully he can make something happen though, Seb, but it'll be very hard. Quantum Effect has the exact same amount of ERS, so as we said multiple times this race, it needs, if you don't have a huge pace advantage over the other driver, it has to happen from a big mistake, so...
As you said, a big mistake is what needed in Quantum Effect. In the
Oh!
context of the race, there's a big mistake. There's a bit of a mistake. I don't know if Chicane is able to hold it though. Just about keeping it in a straight line through to back. Jeez, walking a fine line, isn't he? But always, what was he ever? He's on a knife's edge at the moment. You can tell he's into the
Oh, he
wall as well.
smacks! There goes
So
some wing
much
damage for
pressure on
sure.
him. Yeah, wing damage for sure. There's so much pressure on him. He will hang with it though. He's going to flick over to
Mr.
lap
Spicer
38. His teammate's already on it.
should
Here
be able
comes
to
Mr.
fly past
Spicer.
him here.
Should be able to. DRS and ERS down the inside. Will we have a repeat of forward? No, Mr. Spicer is fully committed to the corner. And Quantum's in the
Oh,
wall.
no!
Mr. Spicer's
Oh,
not giving him
no!
any space.
Oh, that was hard. It looked like... Oh, no! He collected one of the AlphaTauris as well!
That's Psycho. So Psycho trying to unlap himself is coming to contact with Quantum. Oh, that's an interesting one because Psycho was a lap down, wasn't he?
Yeah. Wow. Incredible. But Wingman, 45 seconds ahead. That is definitely questionable what tier he's in.
Very questionable. I'm surprised he hasn't pit for soft tires. He's flicked over to lap 39
maybe
as
he's worried.
Psycho. Completely around. Bandcamp as well. He's a lap down on Wingman. He'll be finishing this lap. He's on lap 38, but Wingman is on lap 39. This is his day. This is his race. He has absolutely dominated it. You know, started from P1, had the lead from turn 1, and he just hasn't looked back. Pole, I think he's led just about every lap, apart from, I think, 3 during that pit stop phase. This has been an absolutely stellar race from Wingman. He's only got a sector to go now as he round through to back. Keeping it nice and simple. No need for any, you know, pushing. He's just taken the swimming pool rather carefully through the Raskas. This is a great win for Wingman. It's a great win for Red Bull. They're getting a good hold of this Tier 2 championship and the combined constructors. Wingman rounds the final corner, rounds the final straight. He wins in Monaco by a whopping 45 seconds.
What a
Mr.
dominant
Spicer
display.
will be next. Yeah, what dominance display, as you say. Mika and Kalios, though, they're coming around. Kalios, I think, has no fuel, and Mika's going to get him as well. Mika has got him for P7 over the line, and Sachs as well. Kalios ran out of fuel at the end, and he'll be dropping positions.
Wow. All the lap drivers confusing me a bit there. I was on board with Mr. Spicer. Unaware. Sorry, lads, for missing that. We're just watching Mr. Spicer cross the line for his first podium in AFR in 2 seconds. If he makes these corners, I probably spoke a bit too soon. But let's see what happens. He's made it all good. There we go. Okay, no worries. So Mr. Spicer crossing the line now for P2. Very great result from him. And Quantum Effect is just coming around the last corner now. Ando's within 3 seconds.
Ando, yes, exactly. You might get held up by Skins here. I don't think he will. Ando comes for the podium. It gets it.
Wow. Unbelievable race.
Great drive from Andocat to come all the way from the back of the grid from that start. He gets his first podium. His first podium of the season. I believe that also is his first podium as well. Quantum Effect has absolutely thrown it here. He had that 3-second time penalty, and also that incident with Spicer and Bandcamp has really, really cost him.
What on earth?
Oh, you're watching with Psycho right now.
Yeah,
Even with that puncture. Oh, it's just hard to see.
Oh,
Look at the AI. We had this before in Tier 1 as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
With Quantum.
Oh, God, that was hilarious.
Oh, it's a great way to end the night. Psycho limping home on 3 wheels. Or 3.5 to be honest. No wing. He ends it in Monaco. And that's all our Monaco racing. Tier 3, Tier 1, Tier 2. It's been some good racing. Congratulations to Quantum on his win. Mr. Spicer on his first podium and Andocat on his first podium as well. Congratulations to those 3. Psychos got the ram by an AI at the end, but nevertheless, once again, there we go. There's our podium finishes. Red Bull take the win. Great night for them. Potsy with the P2. in Tier 1, as I stated before. Quantum in P4, Wingman with the win. Dominant performance here in Monaco, and they'll be looking forward indeed. Put up a challenge to Apollo Pepsi, who did not finish this race, albeit, as I said, Wingman before your winner, followed by Mr. Spicer, Hendo Cat rounding out your podium. Quantum Effect in P4 with Bandcamp recovering to P5 after that incident with Quantum at turn 1. Combo Rat in P6 with Saxa in 7th. Decelerate in 8th, doing a good job starting from P17. Chaos and P9 with Mika rounding out your points positions. Keeper just missing out on points as well. He finished a lap down in P11, where Skins picks up the fastest lap, started in P3, but an unfortunate race saw him stop 4 times. Vasa in P13 with King J and Psycho stopping 3 times each in P14 and 15. Bully, Pepsi, and Nut did not finish, and that is our race here in Monaco for Tier 2. How was that for you, Bait? Because that was pretty good for me.
Oof, that was about as sweaty as you would expect as a Monaco race. Lots of mistakes, lots of drama, but that's exactly what we want to see here. That's what gives us the entertainment. So overall, very happy with the race. We got lots of position changes. We had a unexpected podium, so very happy with the race results.
Well, I think that's all we have time for, Bait. But
Sure.
thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't fret though. We have Friday series, 8:30 p.m. AEST coming up this week, as well as more AFR action, Tier 3, Tier 1, Tier 2 next week, all the way in, I believe it's Canada, or is it Baku? I actually need to check that. It's Azerbaijan, so Baku, that is correct. So stay tuned next time around, Sunday night, starting at 5:30 p.m. AST, but Friday 8:30. Sorry, Friday 8:30 AST for Friday series, and 5:30 p.m. for our Tier 3 race for the evening. Thanks again for watching, and ta-ta.
All right, see you guys.